Hey guys, hope you're having an amazing Christmas Eve. I love Christmas and I love my birthday. Part of the reason is I love seeing people and I love partying, but part of the reason why I really like Christmas and my birthday is honestly getting gifts. I know, you're supposed to say stuff like, it's better to give gifts, or like, oh man, like, I don't need anything, it's not about the gifts. And those things are true, but like, come on, who doesn't love getting a gift? At Christmas time, seeing the Christmas tree set up, you run down on Christmas morning, there's gifts under the tree, you're looking for one that has your name on it, maybe shaking them a little bit. It's just exciting. And you get this like, oh yeah, it's Christmas kind of feeling. Who doesn't love getting gifts? But sometimes some gifts are greater than other gifts. For example, one year, I really wanted the Canada version of Monopoly, because Chilliwack, my hometown, had been voted on to be part of that board. So you could buy in Monopoly the city of Chilliwack, and I thought that was super cool. So I really wanted it. And I come down on Christmas morning, and I unwrap it, I find this box, and it's like, oh yes, like this is the one, and I open it up. And my grandma had gotten me Canadaopoly, which is not Monopoly Canada. Did not have Chilliwack on it, was some like knockoff version. It was kind of like, what is this? Not every gift is made equal, but some of them really stick out. So if I said that I had with me the greatest Christmas gift you could ever be given, the greatest thing ever, this would be the top tier Christmas gift. The best one ever, the best under the tree, the most exciting one, the one that you would always want. What do you think that gift would be? I would bet you that you wouldn't think that it was this. This is just your standard roll of toilet paper. But this is the greatest Christmas gift I could ever give you. I guess I should explain. You know, sure, maybe it's not as exciting as the greatest Christmas gift could be. It's not something crazy or expensive. You see it pretty often. It's not even important right now, hopefully. I mean, I don't know, you might be watching this on the toilet, but you probably don't need this right now. But this is definitely needed. And you'd never want to not have this. If you ever found yourself in the bathroom without any of this, you would desperately want this. You would desperately wish I had given this to you as a gift. You might not need it this second, but eventually you will. This is the best gift ever, I promise you. It just probably isn't what you were expecting. See, at Christmas time we talk a lot about Jesus, which, we know that because it's celebrating the birth of Jesus. And Jesus had been promised to Israel as the greatest gift ever. In Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5, it says, "He was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." Now, it sounds like this had already happened, but this was actually a prophecy of the future. And it's saying this gift of Jesus would heal us and take our punishment. Wow, what an unreal gift. In Micah chapter 5, verse 2, it says, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come from me one who will be ruler over Israel." A ruler over Israel again. At the time, Israel had been conquered and ruled by the Greeks, by the Romans, by a bunch of other empires, and they wanted to be their own nation again. So this is saying, you'll have your own ruler again? The other nations, the other empires will be kicked out and gone? What a great gift. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 7 says, "Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this." A just kingdom, peace without end. What a great gift. This sounds like the greatest gift ever. And these prophecies happened 700 years before Jesus was born, and they waited and they waited and they waited, and then that gift came and they unwrapped that present. And then in Luke chapter 2, verse 1 to 7, they get a really unexpected gift. It says, "In those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration when Quirinius was governor of Syria. And all went to be registered, each to his own town. And Joseph also went up to Galilee, from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed, who was with child. And while they were there, the time came for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. You got to understand, people had been waiting for Jesus for 700 years. And those things we read about him were written 700 years before Jesus showed up. They were expecting greatness. This king, that he'd be born to royalty so that he could be king one day. He'd be recognized as God's son right away and would be powerful, a person to be feared. They thought that Israel had been under so many powers and it was time for them to be free. And so they thought that Jesus would come and push Rome out, push all those soldiers, all these other nations, get them out of here. The Messiah was supposed to come and make Israel the greatest kingdom ever. He was supposed to be this big, powerful king. But this story in Luke, this kid who's born to basically two nobodies who nobody knew, and he had to be born in a barn and laid in a place where animals eat. Just this normal, poor kid. And then when he grew up, he wasn't a great king with a crown and a throne either. He didn't push Rome out. He didn't conquer. He didn't make Israel a great kingdom again. He was peaceful, and he taught about love. This is not the Messiah, they thought. This isn't the gift we've been promised. This isn't the greatest Christmas gift ever. They were expecting a powerful king, and they got a poor baby in a barn. They were expecting a conqueror, and they got a peacemaker. They were expecting AirPods, or the new Xbox, or a PS5, and they got toilet paper. You ever get a gift you don't like or want, but you have to awkwardly seem excited so that you don't, hurt the gift giver's feelings? Where it's like, wow, thank you so much. This is awesome. But you're like, what is this? It reminds me of, there's a video, it was on Vine, which is a platform kind of like TikTok, but 10 times better, but it doesn't exist anymore. And it was this kid, and he unwraps a Christmas present, and it's an avocado. And he looks at it, and he goes, wow, an avocado. Thanks. And then he just pushes it to the side and completely ignores it. And that wow, this is awesome. Thanks. That's how Israel felt. Jesus shows up and they're like, wow, a poor baby. Thanks. They didn't really want it. This isn't what we asked for, God. They said, this isn't what we wanted. And that was true. It wasn't what they wanted. But it was what we all needed. You see, the world didn't need another conquering king. The world didn't need some rich ruler to set things straight. The world needed an average guy. Someone who knew what it was like to live a normal human life and to experience the struggles that came with that. Someone who would come and show us who God truly is. Someone who knew that Israel's earthly kingdom wasn't important because there was a kingdom bigger than this world that was so much more important, and that was God's kingdom. And we needed someone who could bring that kingdom to us. Someone who could be perfect and take the punishment for our mistakes so that we wouldn't have to. Someone who could give us eternal life. That's what we needed. God gave us the gift he knew that we needed, not the one that we wanted. Because he knew that when you're stuck in the bathroom, you don't need AirPods, you need toilet paper. And he knew that when your sin is keeping you from God, you don't need a powerful king to come and kick Rome out. You need a gentle king who can forgive those sins. We wanted AirPods. We got toilet paper, which was so much better and so much more important. Don't share it around that I just compared Jesus to toilet paper. I feel like it's kind of weird, but you get what I'm saying. The greatest gifts aren't the ones that we want. They're the ones that we need but can't give ourselves. The greatest gift ever wasn't what anybody was expecting. It came in unexpected packaging. It was an unexpected gift. But it was exactly what we needed and couldn't give ourselves, and that was salvation from our sins. The gift of Christmas is so much more than a little baby. It was a king of a kingdom so much greater than any on earth. It was forgiving mistakes that we deserved to pay the punishment for. It was a way to spend eternity in paradise with a God who loves us. It was perfect, but because it was so unexpected, and because it didn't look like everyone thought it would, so many people, when Jesus was on earth, rejected him. And so many people continue to do it and push away the greatest gift they could ever get. And they're like that avocado kid and just go, thanks, and push it to the side. You see, the thing about gifts is that they're free for the taking. Someone offers you a gift, you can take it. No questions asked. No need to give anything back or do anything. It's a gift, it's free. But you have to choose to accept them. Nobody can make you take it. You have to reach out and take it, even if it's not the gift you were expecting. God's gift was such an amazing gift, the perfect gift, but you have to choose to accept it. Not just once, but every single day. This awesome gift, however odd it may seem when you first see it, is here for the taking. And do you choose to accept it? Like, really accept it every single day of your life and live for Jesus? Or do you want to just put it aside because it's not what you think you want? God doesn't force us to take the gift. He gives us the choice. And the choice is yours. But when the time comes that you're out of toilet paper, I guarantee you're going to wish that you had chosen to accept it. And when the time comes that you'll need Jesus, you'll wish that you had accepted him too. So this Christmas, think about the birth of baby Jesus and think about the gifts and celebrate and have a great time. But remember that this is the greatest gift. Jesus is the greatest gift we could ever been given. And we need to choose to accept him because we need him. But it's up to you to decide if you're going to accept him or not. Merry Christmas.